Hey, Eric and Bobby, what's going on? Sorry I'm a few minutes late. There we go. So, hey, Emma. Emma's like 30 feet away from me, taking care of that. Cool. Yeah, thank you, Eric. Hopefully it just goes up from here. So I was a little bit late because we didn't know what happened to the cat Sniffles, and we feed him and he lives in the corner. Let me see if I can't get a good view of it right here. You can see Emma's sitting there and Ashley's there. Hey Chris, I got your messages. I just didn't have a chance to respond before this stream, and I think he ended up eating. But he was kind of like missing for a while. He was missing all day. Usually he's always hungry. And so we got a cat carrier. It's hello, say hi. There's a lag in the stream, so she probably didn't hear it for a couple minutes, or a couple seconds. But, all right, I'll see you tomorrow. So, yeah, thanks, Bob. Appreciate it. Hopefully it'll keep on growing. Maybe I'll get picked up by like the YouTube algorithm and get a ton of subscribers. Highly doubtful, but anyway, that's not really. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that, but that's not really my. I don't know if it's a girl or a boy, but I just called it that because I don't know. Yeah, I haven't been live, or I mean, I only put up one video in the past 3 days or so, and these kids that just moved in, they do not understand that cars are a lot bigger than they are, and it's a girl. Emma says she can't confirm that, but that's what she wants to know. I think. Well, I guess we'll have to find out. We got a pet carrier, so hopefully we'll be able to. We're gonna probably get, like those cages that close behind them. So we're gonna try and, we gotta trap it and spay it or neuter it, because it's actually better to do that. I mean, there are people out there that call for like eradication of feral cats, and that doesn't work. So, and not only that, but it's like inhumane. So we want to. Hey James, I know Ashley's mother doesn't watch the stream, but we want to keep it, and Ashley's mom doesn't. Oh, awesome, Coastal. Thanks, I appreciate it. I count on just doing more and more of, fighting the good fight, so to speak. Oh man, this AC. I haven't really gone anywhere or done anything this week. It's pretty sad, actually. I put like 50 miles in my car for a week. I haven't even left the house. Yesterday I didn't even leave the house. Just doing stuff around the house. Oh no, I just hit 2,000 subscribers, so basically, it's not like nothing new happens. Just it's a number, but it's cool that it happens. So. It seems like it's a good idea to go straight, but it's not. There's so much. We're not going to that construction again. Oh, yeah. You never know, with that. Yeah, no problem, guys. I mean, I'd like to see a ton of Palm channels. I'm not the first Palm vlogger, and I'm certainly not going to be the last. So it's kind of inconvenient. I mean, I get to see my mom and everything, so I'm happy about that. But it's kind of inconvenient to drive from here to Venice just to go to the doctor. That's awesome, James. I mean, I'm glad I inspired that. More palm awareness. Jesus, this is a long way. Yeah, I might do that per species, and because I'm getting a lot more seeds in that I had, and I had 2,500 Trachycarpus seed seized by Customs and Border Patrol. Such a bunch of bullshit. I had what is going on here? I had Fortunii wagneriana seed. It just sucks because you just never know what the federal government's going to do when it comes to just deciding they don't want you to have certain plants. It's not like Trachycarpus is brings any disease into the U.S. They just didn't even bother checking for a phyto or anything like that. They just incinerate the seed, and it's just. I mean, it's not like the plant's rare; it's a hybrid. Yeah, I mean that's the problem. Is the country that it was coming in out of was. I mean, there's some countries that are like on a blacklist, just because they tend to just. I mean, it's really not that hard, but if you don't have a phyto or they don't think the phyto is legitimate, they'll just burn it anyway. I usually don't have a problem getting seed in from other countries. This is from Europe. That trachys actually do better in Europe as far as seeding and everything. There's so many of them than they do. I mean, around here, definitely there's no seed available. So I just for resale purposes. You got either got Musa sikimensis or sikimensis, or there's also Insete ventricosum is also purple and green. Brian, you want to hear a sad story? They actually had double coconuts at Fairchild, and I think all of them died in 2010 because they just decided not to cover them. They're outside. I even called them up. I'm like, "Are you guys gonna take care of these plants?" And they're like, "Oh, we didn't know that we were supposed to, do that." It's like, really? So who do you have in charge of this? Yeah, it's pretty sad. I just lost a lot of respect for Fairchild in the past. I don't know, since I've left, really. There's one guy that works there that really cares. His name's Chad Husby. He's he's an expert in many fields and plants. Really nice guy. Knows what he's doing, and if he doesn't, he will be. He's very interested in learning. So, there are a couple people privately that have them. There are, let's see, where else are there double coconuts? There's one in West Palm Beach. There's one in Fort Lauderdale. As far as other botanical gardens, there was one at Gaylord Palms, and it died in the transplant. It was transplanted from Tampa. I believe their closest relation is actually Latanias, Latan palms. If you look at the leaf structure of a double coconut and a Latan, flowering structure, all of that, it looks very similar. I mean, if you want to look at it in a very jaded way, they're really just like big green Bismarckias with huge seeds. They're probably like 15 foot leaves, which is not huge for that palm, but it's pretty big. There's at least 3 of them. I think they would have done fine there, barring that cold snap. I think that they should take, I think if it was a mature plant, it would have been okay. But they weren't mature. I mean, obviously they're far from it. They weren't near. They take 20 years to trunk, so But there's other places that you can go to see them. I mean, they're not in the continental U.S., but I believe there's one in Key West, but I can't confirm that. Hey Ryan, yeah, eight-headed queen palm is pretty sick. There's one on Pine Island a lot like that. Sorry, I saw your messages, Chris. There's a nice little order you got there. And Ryan, yeah, the problem is they didn't freeze to death, James. They just it got so cold for such a long, like it did get above 50 for like 36 hours, and it didn't get above 60 for probably like 72 hours in Miami in 2010. And it didn't get above 70 for like almost a week. And that kind of cold is basically like, it's like the plant got hypothermia. It didn't freeze to death. It just got sick, died. So Ryan, Chinese fan palms are a slower growing Livistona for sure. If you want a faster one, get an Australian one, specifically an Eastern Australian one, like of course, I always miss this light. Why would this time be any different? Maybe like 100 yards short of it. Yep. Yeah, I was in the car. We had to go pick up a really good. I got animal carrier for $5, so it was all the way up here in the Northwest Cape, and then I had to drive back and then pack up and then head out because I'm going to be here in Venice for a day or an evening. It's funny, Chris, because I actually had another person that watches this vlog send me pictures and talk to me about like what they were getting from from Jeff, and he wanted to get Chamberoni Lepidota, and I was like, don't get it, for the price. It's not that Jeff has a bad price, just that it's a risky plant to grow. Although your climate's probably the best one in Florida for growing because they're more of a high elevation plant. So, but yeah, Bobby, planting Bismarcks in a community pot, they're probably one of those large. They germinate so remotely, and their roots are very brittle. I would recommend germinating them in baggies and then planting them in separate pots is probably the best thing to do. I would definitely recommend a baggie method or a method in which they will not intertwine their roots. I've tried some pretty interesting germination methods. So let's see here. I would say, James, that a foxtail is actually less cold-hardy than a queen by probably half a zone. Foxtails are like a 9B plant, and queens are 9A. I would say 27 is like a threshold for foxtails, and 22 is a threshold for queens. Yeah, Brian, I think that they're kind of realizing that there's a lot of, the 1970 to 1990 USDA zone map really makes zone 10 like just, like Naples and West Palm Beach and Point South. And then the zones changed. So recently, people didn't want to plant palms, and if they died, they had to give them a warranty, and they didn't want them to die over the winter, so they would just plant safe palms, so to speak. So yeah, so I've seen royals planted as far north as I've seen trunking royals like that have been in the ground for a while, far north as like really warm areas of Jacksonville, like the southeast side of the St. Johns River. I don't know if they're going to be long term there, but they used to grow there near Palatka back in the 19th century, and then the freeze of 1895 actually killed all of them off. They planted royals all over Tampa, and then they died in like 59 or 57. There was a bad freeze. But because of the urban heat islands, areas like Orlando, Tampa, possibly even Daytona can kind of get away with that sort of thing. No, do not get in front of me. This is not happening. Do not want to be behind this guy. Please tell me you're just going to like Publix. That's right. I'm actually not seeing my mom tonight. I'm going to see her tomorrow, so I'm not like in a huge rush to get there. So if I see something interesting or something goes on, I might pull and say Indiana. Oh, you have a Phoenix rubra. If you do well with those, Chris, let me know. I was gonna get some seed of a Phoenix. If you want to try growing them, it wouldn't be that expensive. Yeah, I imagine that they are. Um, they're somewhat salt tolerant, but they're not as salt tolerant as a coconut. Oh man, please tell me you're turning soon. Please tell me there's 2 lanes right here. Nope. Can't believe I'm behind this thing. Killing me. No, the Queens and Royals don't have the hypothermia issue. It's more that hypothermia thing I mentioned is more for like coconuts, latanias, what else? Some of the tropical palmate stuff from Southeast Asia doesn't like it. The koalas don't really like it very much. The tropical koalas, but yeah, Royals. I've seen Royals fried into a crisp at like 23, 24, and then come back like nothing happened. So I'm definitely passing this truck if I have the room to. So I may not get to the getting past this truck doing under 40 miles an hour and 55 is going to be a priority at this moment because I don't want it to take an hour and a half to get to Venice. It's probably one of the last nice evenings where it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be about 65 in Venice, so it was only like 81 today. So if I don't get to your comment right away here, it's only because I'm trying to see if I can. There's no chance. Yeah, they'll definitely defoliate. I mean, I saw in Clewiston, which is a pretty protected area in 2010. The Royals were roasted, like they looked like someone had taken a blowtorch to them. All the Christmas palms died in Clewiston. They somehow lost their like energy charge from the lake. I think it's because it got so chilly for so long, and that's why the Royals toasted the coconut. I mean, a lot of the coconuts died. Yeah, stuff definitely grows fast in the summer here in Florida. Come on. It's not like a commercial route. It's very annoying when like a truck can't go the speed limit. Now that no one's coming, I can't pass. I think it's 4 lanes now. I can tell this is a rental truck because it has an Indiana plate on it, and because if you look at a lot of rental trucks, they're mostly out of Arizona, Oklahoma, Indiana. I don't know if they have like more lenient rules. So this guy's obviously like not really very like may not know what he's doing as far as driving. So. Brian, I really don't think there's a whole lot of difference in cold hardness between dwarfs and talls. I don't think that there's like any kind of proof one way or the other. I think the best thing to do is just kind of see which ones survive a really bad cold snap. Like if there's any that survived 1989 there, then, I would say that would be the most cold hardy. It is a full tractor trailer. Dude, you gotta go the speed limit, man. It's doing like 37 and a 50. What is that? about that. I don't want to hit that going on 55 miles an hour. All right, so thanks, Dylan. Sorry, guys. I was like a little bit. I didn't get like a whole lot of sleep today, and I was a little bit like frazzled about the. I shouldn't be about the tractor trailer, but it's just annoying when someone just decides that they're just not going to go that fast and take up the whole road. Yeah, you can definitely fertilize it, James. If you get some time release fertilizer, you can fertilize it whatever you want. That's what, again, I recommend that because it's worth the money. Yeah, and thanks. Yeah, I hope you come back down again soon, Dylan. Oh, yeah, Dan, I bet you just kind of woke up, I imagine, not too long. Well, I know you get up early, so maybe not. Tri bears for sale? I know a guy, yeah, you know what, Chris, I might know someone that I can get you in touch with. I bet he would sell one. I mean, I know where you can go to my old house and knock on the door and ask the new owner if he'll sell mine. I have like, mine probably has 10 feet of wood right now. Yeah, the only ones that I know, Chris, are going to be like 7s or 15s. I know there's one at the guy that's near me. I don't think he's going to sell. If he does, it's going to be like a lot of money. There's another guy in near DeLand that has some that he said that he might sell. I think they're going to be like 15 for $300. I'm just getting 250, something like that. I'm not sure. Honestly, you'd think it's worth thousands, Chris, but when it gets that big, the problem is the number of people that are willing to buy it and transport it become a lot less. Maybe in California it's worth a lot, but down in Florida, just like Foxy Ladies, when they get to some size, no one wants to buy them at that size. I might be able to post some pictures of my old Tri-Bear. I got it as a 3 or 7 gallon from Mike Harris and Caribbean Palms in Waxahachie in 2009, and by 2015 it had like 5 feet of wood. That's how fast they grow. I also had a white triangle, which is a Cabata across the triangle. Oh, come on, dude. Jesus. Do not do this to me. You are killing me. It's not 55 kilometers an hour, it's miles. He's from New York, too. That's shocking. I think that's a New York plate. Here we go. I think it's just a hybrid vigor, Chris, between the two of them, because neither one of them really grow that fast, but the two of them put together, like Foxy Ladies grow faster than both a Foxtail and a Vicia. Yeah, send me a message. I am gating some sausages, or is that, or no, I'm talking to Zach, never mind. See, Zach, I like the idea of doing that, but then I think that a lot of people would not find my channel interesting if they didn't specifically. They're building all these. I don't know what they're building. They're building some kind of housing setup here. Anyway, we got 300 subscribers. Problem is that it's not about how many subscribers you have, it's about how many views you get, in my opinion. Because in the end, you know, I probably subscribe to 80 different channels, including like poker channels. I probably subscribe to about 15 or 20 poker channels. probably like 5 or 6 on like Palm stuff, like you guys, and the rest is kind of like some random stuff mixed in. Like there's some Chinese vloggers that I watch. I mean, they're actually expats, so they're like one South African and one is from New York, and like there's the other ones I don't even remember what I subscribe to. There's some news stuff, some funny stuff, but like if you look at a channel's number of subscribers versus their views, I think if they get more views than they have subscribers, that's a little bit suspect. It looks like they're trying to like clickbait. But if you have like about as many views as you have subscribers, that's usually a good sign. So I don't catch every. I'm trying to. Problem is the road's a little bumpy, and I'm trying to scroll as I'm. Oh no, Zach, I see. The problem is that I'm also trying to drive, so if I don't see every single post, I apologize. Drongos, is that a nickname for bad drivers? That's pretty funny. So Dan, I'll tell you a funny story. Well, it's not that funny, but you're driving up to get the cat carrier, and Ashley goes up, and it was only $5 for like a $30 or $40 carrier, and this sprout opens the door, and he's like, "Are you here for the dog carrier? Here it is." And Ashley just hands him the money, and he's like, "Thanks." But I had to use the word sprout. Okay. Yeah, trying to escape to Florida, can be hard. No, it's good to have 2,000 views for sure. 60 likes. I don't know if I probably have a couple videos that, yeah, or a couple hundred likes. But yeah, a Foxy Lady can definitely handle more cold than a Foxtail. A Foxy Lady is almost as cold hardy as a Queen. Any type of full Drongo. I'm gonna use that like when I'm talking to some of my Australian friends on, say, Facebook. You want to hit 300 on my channel? Oh. So it's kind of like the British version, like it's like a Australian version of like Wanker. James, I hate to say it, but the one place you can always probably find a Foxy Lady seedling, but I don't know if they'll ship to you, is going to be eBay. And you're probably going to pay a lot of money for it, but the amount of, you're eventually not going to be able to cover it because they grow so fast, unless you really want to build a greenhouse that's 25 feet tall. That Foxy Lady will become quite large in some time. And Ken, he was kind of, I don't know if he told you, explained it, but like basically you can see the soil he has, which is just rock. Okay, Darth Drongo. Aussie Star Wars, that sounds actually great. If everything goes to hell here in the US, I'll take my family and look for refugee status in Australia. I know that it's extremely hard even now to get citizenship in Australia for the amber fluid. Yeah, I mean, you could even tell Ken if you come down again, be like, listen, I'll try to. I'm sure you could do it if you wanted to. Like any people say, you can do anything you put your mind to. The amber fluid. I'm kind of wanting to watch that now. Yeah, for those of you there's a Central Florida Palm and Psychiatric Society meeting this Friday and Saturday, but it's in West Palm Beach in Fort Lauderdale area. And it's at a person's nursery that probably, like, on the scale, like I get along with almost everybody in the plant in the palm world and most people in the psychiatric world, but this guy is like a complete sociopath. I can't handle him. Neither can any of my colleagues, and I refuse to to deal with him, business or personally. What he does. I mean, he like digs his own graves by like posting all this political stuff on Facebook when he owns a business that everybody knows about. So he's just like ruining his own business. I don't know what's wrong with the guy. I think he needs to like take some medication. Boomerang lightsabers. You're back. Yeah, I wish I could offer you a job, Dylan. I just don't really have. I mean, I could expand the business and try, really throw some money in a nursery, but so you got to put a lot of money to get a big nursery started. Yeah, Chris, I shipped them out yesterday, I believe. They should be there tomorrow at the latest. I'd be surprised if you didn't get them. I'm surprised you didn't get them today, actually. Yeah, it's nice, man. Oh. I'm actually getting like vertigo from sitting in one spot for too long. It's never fun. Zach, I don't have a troll. I have people that definitely disagree with what I have to say once in a while. Like with the downtown Venice planting, someone called me an asshole and told me that the plants would just grow out of it. And obviously the guy isn't aware of like how that works. So I was trying to figure out what I'm doing for dinner. I'm not gonna make it to the Cuban place in time. I really don't want to eat Wawa, to be honest. I'm probably gonna, I don't know, get Chinese food or not. Alright, now the road's open. Yeah, you can collect a lot of, I mean, there's a lot of Phoenix is the most prominent palm in Spain, I'd probably say. Next, and then also like Chamarops, European fan palm. But they grow, I don't know, there's probably Bismarckias there. It depends on where you are in Spain. If you go further south, there's a lot more stuff. There's, well, you don't really, I'm thinking, you don't need foxtails. I'm sure they have plenty of them there. Probably some of the trachees would do okay in your lower humidity. But just off the ground, if you were going to like further south, it'd be a little bit different. Yeah, that's the problem with the subscriber, streams. I don't really, I watched one and I didn't really understand what was going on, but I mean, I understand like people kind of talk about their, I mean, you're just, it's the only reason it's a good idea for you actually, Zach, is that YouTube has a policy that you need X number of subscribers and X number of minutes of channel views in order to get monetized. If you want to get monetized, you need 1,000 subscribers and you need like I think 40,000 minutes of viewing. So yeah, sausages aren't going to be good for you in the long term, man. They're bad for your health. I mean, it's okay to have them once in a while, but you can't have the sausage every night. Snags, that's what sausages are. Chris, the problem is if you have 5,000 of them growing, I don't know if there's a nursery that looks for them in quantities of 5,000. If you can find one, I would say if you're gonna sell them at five, like if you're expecting to get like to have 5,000 of them, I would say like I had to say it's like $3 a gallon because they're so fast. Because they're gonna probably bump them into 3 gallons or sevens and sell them for like 30. You're better off selling them yourself and getting more money. Yeah, you might be able to get up to $5 a gallon for them. Wholesale, retail, you could probably get closer to 10. I would sell 2 gallon Arcana Phoenix Tucker Eyes for $15 back in 2006. What's going on here? Yeah, you could eBay them. You could eBay them like 10 at a time. I mean, the problem is king palms haven't really caught on here. I mean, people grow them and they're around, but they're not common like Livingstone and Decor is. And as a result, you just don't get a lot of. I mean, I used to grow them out. I had friends that were giving me 7 gallon plants. That given that was during a recession and they were overgrown, but in general, you'll find that people will not pay a lot of money for. I would recommend growing some of the other species, like Myolensis and Maxima are probably the two best species to grow because they have a silver underside, they'll take full sun, and they don't get nutrient deficient, and they're more cold. Like I've seen them, take mid-20s Fahrenheit. So. No, and you might be able to sell them all once the right nursery. You really got to market yourself, put them on there, know where to sell them, that sort of thing. Calamera? What is Calamera? I know you saw that. I saw that, but I didn't understand what it was. No, Dan, they're the same palm. You'll hear me refer to them as lutescens because that's just the species name. Areca is this, I'll say it sometimes. It's more of like a landscape trade name. Yeah. Dipsis lutescens. Set them up, you mean Chris? Sorry, maybe I didn't get your this cop was trying to speed trap. Oh yeah, okay, sorry, I didn't see your last comment there. Sounds good, man. I haven't been to Clearwater in a long time. I haven't been to Pinellas County probably in 6 years, almost 6 years. I used to, I'm trying to think. Yeah, 6 years, maybe 5 years. Hey, Shiv. Sorry I didn't mention your name there in the vlog, but I mentioned it in the description. I think I'm already at 2010. Oh, okay, Calamera. Is it Calamera? I feel like I just burped up something Greek. Grow enough of what, Arcanta Phoenix, Dan? That's surprising considering how common they are even in Australia. I'm kind of shocked, actually. I would think that they were. I guess 5,000. I mean, but if it's, I think that in order for my channel to grow to 5,000, I really will have to step up the game and do some editing. This Buick convertible has always kind of intrigued me. I know it's a Buick, but I know it's just like basically a Chevy convertible, but it kind of looks all right. I mean, I probably wouldn't buy it as my first vehicle, but it's probably not that expensive. I mean, you don't see many convertibles these days anymore. Usually they're, anomalies. There used to be a lot of cars that were offered in like a coupe or a convertible. But even like Audi doesn't make one, I don't think. They might make one. The Beetle can be a convertible. I don't know why they chop. I love it how people who have landscape contracts with towns try and hide the fact that they planted shitty palms. I'm just talking about that car. I mean, here's another convertible. I say they don't. Mercedes still makes convertibles, so that's a beautiful car. I almost bought one of those. Almost bought a CLK 430. It's an older model than that. It was like a 2002. Probably a disaster waiting to happen, but I was on the phone with my insurance company for 45 minutes trying to. I think I told you guys that. So what, are you gonna speed through downtown Punta Gorda, buddy? Yeah, good luck. Let's tailgate everybody. Let's ride your brakes. I just don't get this sort of driving. You're in the 30-mile-an-hour zone. Like, where do you expect to go? I'm just gonna try and get away from this dude. Not that I'm afraid of him. Just I don't want to be cut off, really. So yeah, you can buy land in the U.S. I think that there might be some sort of qualification, but you can. There's a bunch of people from Europe and Canada that own land here. They own houses. Can you buy land in India if you're a non-citizen? Yeah, I hope that starts happening. Should that they start suggesting the video. I think if I do a little bit of editing on my part, I think that might kick itself in. Oh, I gotcha. That makes sense, actually, Dan, because they are pretty resilient to drought. Oh, really? Okay. I know that it's weird how some policies of the policies of property in India and China are very interesting. Like in China, you cannot buy land, but you can lease it for 70 years, which is essentially a purchase. But because the state owns the land, so to speak, you can't own it because they can take it away from you, I guess. I don't know. I've watched too many China vlogs. Yeah, I definitely can't read that. It looks like that looked like Burmese, but I mean it could be also, Hindi for all I know, because I just don't know the difference. It's Hindi. That's what I figured. I figured you weren't gonna. Right. It looks a little bit like Burmese because it looked kind of curvier than. Oh, I've got that dude behind me now. Yeah, I kind of impress some of the people I do business with by translating stuff to. Okay, yeah, I could do that. I don't have my computer with me. I'll be back home tomorrow around this. I'm going to be driving home around the same time. I just choose this time because driving during sunset time, the sun is literally, you can see it's basically setting there. And but when the sun's right in front of you, it's just so brutal. So I wait until it's kind of set, and then you don't get blinded. It's just dangerous. It causes accidents, especially at any high, relative speed. I've got 4 viewers and 4 thumbs up. I'll take that. I watched Gordon Ramsay's Great Escape, the first season, and he goes through India. It's for 3 episodes, and he goes to Kerala, he goes to Mumbai, and he goes to Chhattisgarh. Is that where it is? On the northeasternmost part of India. Is that is that the right province? I can't remember. Anyway, they have like super spicy food there, and Gordon is not a fan of spicy food. The number of people driving without their lights on just is mind-boggling. Chandigarh. Okay, that's it, not Chhattisgarh. Okay, yeah, I'll definitely do that, and I'll show you guys some cool, my favorite species, that sort of thing. I'm sure that the guy, that Dean, the guy who runs the site, wouldn't mind me doing that, because it is basically free advertising for his site. So Dipsas pitilliferas have moved. Yeah, pitillifera is pretty slow, man. As you can tell from that video, I sold that palm to my buddy Rusty. God, 2006 as a nice size one. In fact, I actually got it from Jeff Marcus, and I was selling out my nursery because I wasn't going to plant that, because I got a Dipsas canaliculata. I didn't have room for both, and I'm like, here, you want to buy this? And he's like, sure. And I think I charged him, like, back then they're a little more pricey. I think I charged him $35 for a 1 gallon, but that was actually a pretty good deal back then. Chandigarh. I'm trying to do it the way it would phonetically be done in English. So it's not Gar, it's Gur. Chandigarh. Alright, I think I've said it enough times now. Yeah, recently I've been like binge watching some of my older vloggers. There's one guy, there's 2 guys. One's American, his name is Matt, and he goes by LauY86, and the other one is Serpent ZA, or Serpent ZA as he calls it, because he's South African. And together they do a channel called ADV China. If you want to see some cool vlogs about China, everything you want to know about China, especially as a foreigner, as they call it, because that's what non-citizens are called in China, foreigners. Like, we don't call, like, let's say an immigrant comes in, like, we don't call them foreigners, or someone's not here on a visa. We don't usually call them foreigners. It's usually like a relative. It's like not a nice way to refer to someone. So yeah, they are kind of pseudo-feeding slow, especially in Hawaii. They're not as bad. Dipsas species Bejouf is about the same. Like, I got a 1 gallon Bejouf that was a kind of a small 1 gallon from Jeff Marcus, and I got it with like 2 leaves. Now it has 2 leaves and like a 3-inch spear, and that was like 6 months ago. Let's see. I was expecting to go to Miami by now, but I don't know how many of you are self-employed, but I have a certain amount of time by which I expect to get paid. And if I don't get paid by X number of days, then I have to kind of hold off on my work until the person remembers to pay me. Because you can go 3 months and you don't get paid, and suddenly you just, especially if it's relatively expensive for work, that it incurs expenses. Chris, I got a lot of Copernicus for sale. As far as species wise, I do have a couple really cool. I've got some I only have like one or two for sale, but I have Syagris, Lauren, Zoriorum. It's pretty rare. I don't know if you're into Syagris, but a lot of people don't like the Queen Palm genus, but these are pretty rare. I have three of them. I'm not gonna plant all three. A lot of people wanted it, and I got. Yeah, I know it's not like the coolest thing in the world, but I want to have a lot of interesting seeds coming up. I want to have Lickawalla cordata, Lickawalla orbicularis. I'm not Lickawalla cordata, the split leaf version. Lickawalla orbicularis, Lickawalla. God, what else was I gonna? Lickawalla bidentata, the broadleaf form. It's a dwarf. Pananga crassipes, Pananga aristata, Pananga jambusana, Pananga. What else was it? Pananga veitchii, which is an absolutely beautiful palm. It looks like stained glass window when the new leaf opens. It's mottled and it's like red and mottled with like a white backdrop. Definitely one of my favorites. All right, I gotta answer this real quick. Oh God. The one time he gets back to me, it's gotta be when I'm doing this. I don't mind people messaging me anytime about like, business or, texting me. If I don't answer, I'm just, busy doing something. But um, this guy had all day to message me and talk to me about this stuff. And I have to like deal with it in a third party. It's a long story. I probably shouldn't. I mean, at some point maybe I'll talk about it, but not while it's still in progress. All right, sorry guys. Yeah, you're right, Dan. I shouldn't have done that. It was only 2 words, and I. Okay, I'm gonna pull over, like you said. It's not worth it, especially in this town, and I don't want you guys to think that I'm, a stupid American, because I'm not. It's irritating when. I'm gonna pull over in the. I guess I'll pull over in the Hooters parking lot. If I can. Arby's. Or just the Target parking lot, I guess, whatever this is. I'm just gonna literally pull right here. I will. I gotta take care of this business real quick. Okay. Choosies? I wouldn't know. I'm trying to think based on like my Latin knowledge. Which one thing is, Zach, if you have the opportunity, if you go to college, take Latin. Latin's very useful whether you're in the botanical world. You know, there's a lot of things that are. I found it very useful. And everyone kind of laughed. They're like, "Oh, you know, you're wasted. You should take a real language." And I'm like, "Yeah, I took French already." Oh, okay. Thanks, Dan, for making me do the right thing. Learning Greek. If you want to, if you're learning Greek, your knowledge of Latin will be improved, and if you know Latin, Greek will be improved. This Greek is kind of like the precursor to Latin, and you know, basically Latin is like Latin alphabetized Greek. Okay. Impressive, Zach. I see a V in there, which is definitely not a Greek letter. Sao. Yeah, I'm not going to try and translate that while I'm driving. What I do is I'll translate it into what a Latin. I'll translate it into a Latinized version, and I'll try and translate it from Latin to English. But I don't really have that sort of. It's good to read. It's good to understand the classics. It's definitely Greek. I've been to Greece. It's a beautiful place. It's some of the best water I've ever seen in the whole world. I recommend going there. It's not, you know, Athens is a very big city, but I mean, it's not huge. It's not like, I mean, it's not as big as like say like Delhi or Mumbai or even New York City. It has about 4 million people in it. It's like the size of it's smaller than Atlanta, even metro area. What metro area has about 4 million people in it? I'm trying to think. Maybe like Philadelphia, which is funny because I'm pretty sure that Philadelphia is named after Delphi or Adelphia. That's a Greek term. So yeah, Nashville probably has like 3 million there. Nashville's growing so fast. Where in Greece did I go? I took a ferry from Brindisi, Italy, which is like at the heel of the boot, and I took it to Patras or Patrai in Greek, which is on the south, kind of like on the southwest coast. And then I drove from Patrai to Delphi, which is in the mountains. I'll tell you guys a funny story. We were hanging out in a hotel room, my friends and I, on the trip, and we were playing music, and someone came from like another building and was like, started yelling at us in Greek, and we were like, didn't understand, and then they started speaking just in English, and we were like, no habla inglés, and they didn't know Spanish, thankfully. So I have been to Rhodes. Yeah, I went to Delphi, then we drove from Delphi to Athens, and then we stayed in Athens for a couple days. We went to Piraeus, which is the port. I took a cruise ship, went to Mykonos, Patras, not Patras. God, what's the name of that? We went to Rhodes. We went to the island where Saint Peter lived. God, what's the name of that? I can't remember the name of the island. I'll have to look it up. And the water was awesome. You stayed there? Yeah, we were on the boat overnight, but I went through Rhodes. Rhodes looks it's an old, you know, the main town there is very old. I mean, there's a wall to it, so it's but it's very functional. Shiv, I probably know some people. Yeah, I have an older twin that knows a lot about evergreens, like conifers. That's what you're looking for. Yeah. Well, Rhodes right now is getting overrun with a lot of issues with like migrants. There are a lot of migrant camps there. The island of Lesbos also having issues with that. I don't know how bad it is now, but it was once bad. Yeah, there's a couple guys that they're not gonna put up videos up, but I think that if you there's only the people who like that sort of thing. There's like a very small following, but they're very hardcore, and they're on Facebook. There's a tropical conifer. Uh, I don't know if it's a society or just a group, but they're definitely hardcore for sure. I was thinking about going in and surprising my mom anyway, but it's getting kind of too late to show up at a nursing is long-term care. And I know what you said, Zach, there, but it got bleeped out. I don't know if you did it on purpose, but I could get Chinese food, but I didn't really eat that healthy today. You guys haven't seen me stream in a while because I actually been eating at home, like both meals too. I mean, I know it's kind of shocking, but you know, I've been known to make food. We made barbecue ribs last night. I had leftovers, and we also made chicken thighs with roasted broccoli and couscous with Mediterranean spices like za'atar, which is Lebanese, and ras al hanout, which is Moroccan. They're really tasty, and they have no salt in them, which is great. So you can apply them liberally without knowing you're gonna get like a sodium overload. Shiv, lutescens can actually take quite a bit of heat. It's not really a tropical palm; it's more subtropical. The real tropical stuff, it's gonna be like the real thin leafed, broad. I'm sorry, broad leaf but thin in, as far as texture. And those things after like 95 Fahrenheit or about 35 Celsius, maybe 37 Celsius, really start to like wilt. They don't like that kind of weather. They like 68 to 8 to 90, 68 to 92 Fahrenheit, so about 20 to 35 Celsius. I've seen bananas start to melt around 45 Celsius. Guys in California will grow them, and they'll. Oh, in the shade, it's different. They should be okay, but in full sun, they'll start to burn. But you also have a humid climate, Shiv. So those temperatures when they come around, that's your monsoon season. This is like desert weather, so you should be okay. Lutescen should handle 45 Celsius, especially in the shade. I'm like thinking about what to eat here, and I want to see what my sister's doing for food. Okay, I'll check that out, Daniel. Oh, really? Okay. That's terrible. I didn't realize that, Shiv. I thought you only had the heat. So yeah, now's that the heat is coming when you had the rain. So I guess if you can keep them wet, but then if you have the water tables dropping that by half, then it is sad. Wonder if I can get some sushi, but it's like not enough to fill me up. I know I'm not gonna order like $40 of sushi. Actually, there is one place I can go, and it actually helps you guys out because it's actually a longer drive than what I would normally do. So you guys are lucky this time. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull over to my sister's, see if she's there, and then I'm actually gonna use her phone to call up the order so that way I can pick it up. But it's up near downtown Venice, which is a few miles north of where my sister is. Get myself a nice chef salad. All right, let me check. It's funny, is that because it's 8:50? Okay. Yeah, so you could do a banana nursery, man. I mean, it's it's fast and easy. I don't know. I mean, as far as like they grow fast. You don't have to worry about many years of growth. Maybe I should just go to Wawa and not complain so much about it. Wouldn't be able to bring you guys inside though, just because it's going to be. My phone doesn't have a case on it because it's the note. It has like the edges are very touchy, and I'm gonna end up like closing the screen before I'm gonna get them on. This place is always killing me. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, Ashley and I's part of the 2,000 subscriber. Like the day it happened was also Ashley and I's fourth anniversary. So we actually decided we weren't able to really go out because Emma was, we couldn't find a babysitter for Emma. We didn't want to leave her alone. She's kind of at the age where she can almost be left alone. We do leave her alone for short periods of time, but not in the evening. Yeah, you can ship plants throughout the U.S. Some states require some certifications, but honestly, very few people will actually follow that, even at like a very expensive level. Sausage. What's up with the sausage? I'm kind of lost here. Makes me a little bit nervous. Why is this still plugged in? Yeah, So a doodle is what, a young a girl, or oh, has a, oh, I gotcha. I see what you mean now. Yeah, you gotta worry about all of it because, yeah, all the boys. Sometimes I can be a little bit slow when I'm hungry. All right, I think we're 55 zone now. I can't believe you have so much sausage, Zach. It's impressive. Some would say you have to see it to believe it. Yeah, there's a lot of sausage going on. I'm done. I'm good. I don't need it, the sausage. We actually made really good time. I could order a pizza, but I don't really want to eat pizza. Like, so bad for me. I'm trying to lose some weight, down about 20 pounds from my highest point about 6 to 8 months ago. Yeah, I could probably lose more, but thanks, James. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on either. Shit, we're both lost. Let's go. I'm trying to thinking about what to eat. I haven't had Chinese food in a long time. Is that straight? Okay. I just don't really want to go to Wawa. Is really what it comes down to. I'm tired. I don't really want to walk around. I feel a little bit dizzy. It's probably a mixture of like not eating and not sleeping. No, I don't get acid reflux. It's more of just like I want to just my sister and my mom actually have that issue, thankfully, and my dad too. But I don't really have acid reflux. I get concerned because like 6 months ago I took my blood pressure and it was like really high at first, and I realized like my pulse was really up, and it was because elevated. I found out like anxiety caused that, and when I take it when I've calmed down, like it's normal. But I don't want to like create conditions that makes it easier for that to happen. My mom has GERD, if you know what that is, but essentially it's just like she can't digest like large pieces of meat. So do you take like opramnazole for acid reflux? Not trying to share a lot of your personal info, but it's a pretty common condition. So we haven't caught the cat. So I named it Sniffles because I was the first person that saw it. We heard it, and then so when we saw it, we put out some. We had some tuna, and so Ashley put it out, and we didn't see it after that, but it ate it. And then the past like Tuesday and was it Tuesday and Wednesday? Yeah, I mean Monday and Tuesday. we ended up going and buying cat food, and we'd feed it like two to four times a day, and it would come out and it would look at us, and then like sometimes it would get a little scared and run back into the tree, into the palm. But the palm is so like has so many claws, and sorry, yeah, Dylan, you could actually get that over the counter. You can get prescription strength. It might be cheap depending if you have what your insurance is, but so yeah. So then today, this morning, we found a cat carrier, and we we decided to go ahead and get it just before this vlog. We fed Sniffles, and then we didn't see him, so we put out some food like around 3 or 4 o'clock, and then it wasn't gone, and the birds started trying to eat it. We have mockingbirds that just come by, and they're kind of mean, and so we were concerned about what happened to him, because we heard him across the street one time. I think he does wander around at night, he or she. I just say he, because I'm a guy. But yeah, finally we went to go to the cat carrier, and we were like really scared that he wasn't, But then when I was walking back to the house, I saw him, and I was like, thank God he's still okay. So we have to get a trap, but we need a cat carrier anyway if we're going to keep the cat. So. Anyway, that was the story of Sniffles. Guess I'm just gonna get some Chinese food. I don't feel like the Wawa food's gonna be a whole lot healthier anyway. I don't feel like anything's gonna be a whole lot healthier. Yeah, no, I do eat. We eat a lot of vegetables, and I actually make smoothies because I have like those Nutri Ninjas. Make some yogurt-based shakes. Lastly, you eat heaps of sweet and sour pork. Yeah, I used to get that a lot at one point, and I just kind of like didn't like the sauce. It was just too sweet for me. I tend to get like what's it called, sesame chicken or orange chicken or general. I don't tend to like Chinese food. Is not like fine dining for me, so I don't try and like the weird stuff because like it's fast food, which makes me not want to eat it now. Why am I getting tailed? I'm going the speed 10 over. Oh, what's that? I know what kefir is, and I've drank that. Is it like that? Beef and black beans. I'm sure that I don't know if your Chinese food's all like. I'm just gonna look at the menu. Is anything different now? Speeding. I'm getting tailgating. Curd sugar. Okay, that sounds interesting. I've never heard of that. This is Wendy's, which are what? Publix here is closed, so. I guess I'm going to guess I'm eating Chinese tonight. Oh, nice. I'll have to look it up because I mean, if I can make it, the problem is getting like curd here. It's a little bit difficult. You have to go to a specialty store for that, I think. I'm sure it's obviously it's probably very common there. I would get a lot of boneless spare ribs at Chinese places too. Okay. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, fellow Honda owner. China Taste. This place is actually called, if you look it up on Google, it's called China Taste of Wang. I'm not kidding. Exactly as you would think it was spelled. All right. I'm just gonna go order, then come back out here and just talk to you guys. Oh, my neck. Oh. I can understand some Chinese, actually, some Mandarin. They're speaking Cantonese, so. Avocado and condensed milk. That sounds interesting. I can tell you that condensed milk with key lime juice is actually really good. It's like a Brazilian drink. I bet you can make curd pretty easily. Okay, Philippine friends, avocado and condensed. That's probably not bad. I don't know if my food was already ready. No. Oh, is that what it looks like? Okay. Interesting, Shiv. Yeah, charge it up. Okay, I gotta check this. Okay. You're probably hearing. Oh. I'm so tired. Nothing new really. Just ordered some sesame chicken combo meal. I like China's hot mustard. Yeah. Daniel, I'll tell you a funny story about dudes. Where's my car? I went to go see it the first night in the theaters with two friends, this guy and a girl. And we went there and we're like, thought it was going to be like fairly popular. We're the only people in the movie theater. This is in New York too. I mean, it wasn't a big town, but so we got so bored. We didn't really watch the whole movie. We thought it was kind of dumb at first. So we just started throwing popcorn and like drinks at each other. We probably made a worse mess than like, a whole theater does. But I used to go to, uh, I used to go movie theaters and like if I know when I was a kid, I'd be stupid and just, um, I would, what's it called? Like buy a massive drink half of it when the movie's almost over, I'd tip it over so it would spill down the aisles and like it go down people's sandals. I was definitely an asshole. I have no idea, Zach. It sounds like a personal problem. I'm gonna go back in there just so that they don't like, they're closing soon, so I don't want to leave them hanging. I forgot I didn't want to get fried rice. Well, that's all right. Had a little chat with the, I assume it's either the owner or the manager. I tried to say thank you, and uh, I was like, oh yeah, I speak Manchurian. I'm like, I mean, sorry, Mandarin. And like you say, chit chit is a way to say thank you, and it almost sounds like shit shit, but not quite. It sounds kind of dumb, but moderator. Uh oh. Yeah, I know, right, Chief? No microwave frozen food. Oh no. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Oops. They were nice. Chinese, in general, Chinese culture is not like when you're, unless you're with around family or close friends, they're usually not very like talkative, or it's very straight to the point, which is fine. It's just the way it is. So, when you go into most like American restaurants, they'll just be like, "Hello, how are you doing this evening?" and stuff. You just don't get that at a Chinese restaurant, which is fine. I mean, that's not. At least they're being honest. You're being straightforward with you. I think a lot of people that are just being, oh, thank you very much. Like, in the end, in the back of their mind, they're like, oh, F this person. User blocked. What are you guys talking about? I can't read a whole lot here. I had barbecue ribs for. Oh, I had one small rack for lunch. Okay. Is it rain here? I got Ken messaging me on Facebook, and I told him I was driving, and he continues to continue messaging faster, which doesn't make any sense. Just to finish writing this message to Ken, because it's not making a whole lot of sense right now. I'll just breathe normal this time of night. So there's actual fast food Chinese. I mean, this is fast food too, so to speak, but Panda Express is, I don't know, it's kind of disgusting, even for. There's some things going on that I wish I could talk a little bit more about, but yeah, especially in your heat, Dan, they're gonna germinate real fast. And if you like them, and do you guys have Latanias there in your area, Dan? Because that's one of the other seeds I was gonna send you, like things that can handle like real hot, dry weather. Because they're one of the closest relatives of Bismarck as well. It's funny to think that a double coconut and a Bismarck or Latania are closely related, but they're actually pretty close. If you take away the big seed of a double coconut and just look at the plant, and they look very much like Bismarcks and Latanias. Yeah, Latanias are remote, just like Bismarcks are. A lot of people mistake blue latans for Bismarcks. What is that weird? It smells like. I just feel like I'm at a t-shirt factory or something. There's like a chemical smell. It's not that strong, but it feels. smells like, I'm sorry, it smells like ionized air, like really clean air. Oh no. Zach, we don't need to know about those sorts of things. That thing has a huge wing on it. It looks fairly legit. I don't know. Okay. I could send you some red, Dan, if you want it. Red to me is the most colorful of it, of the species, but blue is probably a little bit more like it keeps its, it turns to kind of a bluish silver. It's probably the most ornate or the most desirable. It holds the tightest crown. It looks more symmetrical, more elegant. But I never really care about elegant. The palms, most of my favorite palms are palmate, weird palmate palms from either the tropics or subtropics. I forgot one of my favorite genera is Philidocarpus. That thing stinks. That beetle. It's like it smells like car burning too much. It's too rich. Glad I got gas when it was 20 cents cheaper. Okay, yeah, the yellow is nice. I have fresh. The sad part is I should actually just ask my friend, my sources from Australia. I should have asked him to send it over your way. It'd come a lot faster. Yeah, Copernicia ekmanii is a weird. I wish I could send you one, Dan, because it would probably do all right in your area. It grows in the north coast of Haiti, really dry, almost like semi-arid climate. It's like inaccessible by road. You kind of got to go there by boat, and they're not really like too keen on foreigners showing up. I remember Mike Harris, in Loxahatchee, was something going on at the hotel. Maybe the fire alarm went off. Oh, there's a lot of what is going on there. That's interesting. I would say, James, that it is, yeah. Prunifer is probably just almost as cold hardy. I couldn't tell you the difference. They're both like 8B, 9A marginal plants, and they're very distinct from other Copernicias. Ekmanii is probably the least cold hardy. I've seen Ekmanii actually die in Loxahatchee, but it did get down to 25, so 85. Yeah, Alba and Prunifer are going to be like right there in the. Maybe you should just try a couple, Shiv. If you want a couple, again, because I have a trading relationship with you for your work, I wouldn't mind. Are they really not here? God. Or is that. No, my system's here. All right. Let me go inside real quick. Let me see what the situation is looking like. And what is on the ground then? Oh no. I hope I'm not running over anything important. Yeah, I have to park this way, unfortunately. Let me just, it smells like fire. No, there's actually a number of them. Hold on, hold that thought, James. Let me just go inside and see what's going on here. There's like some kind of bread or something. Is that what that is? No, it's rock hard. Oh well. Oh man. So no one's home because they're probably out eating. My sister doesn't like she I had to get some napkins because she doesn't like using paper towels, any lights that are not absolutely required, and the air conditioning's on like 80. So I had to turn all the lights on. They're probably out somewhere having a drink. Yeah, let's see. Okay. So James, okay, sounds good, Shiv. Uh so James, there's a bunch of copernicias that are not from Cuba. There's Berteriana is from the Dominican and also Haiti, and Ekmanii is from Haiti. And then Alba and Pernifera are from like Brazil, and I think it goes into like Uruguay and or Argentina or Paraguay. And then Copernicia tectorum is from Venezuela. It's probably the ugliest Copernicia there is. That's not the ugliest. So there's some pretty ugly ones in Cuba. But yeah, that's it for the Copernicia. Like 90% of the genus is in Cuba though. So yeah, I'm gonna have to probably head out here at the. I'm gonna head out at the 1 hour and 45 minute mark. It's like there's another 2.5 minutes here. Gonna kind of gather my things and. Pardon me. Okay. 74%. Shiv, I bet if you kind of like found some space saving techniques, you might be able to get some more going. Yeah, you might want to like call up Oscar Meyer. I'm so tired I can't even speak straight. Yeah, so Copernicias, like Pichardias, Livistonas, and Sables are all going to be like very closely related. Like Pichardia's closest relation is actually Copal which is also from Cuba. It's kind of weird. Yeah, when I was on the. Oh no, they're closely related. They're all in the same subfamily for sure. I'm gonna try and get a vlog here in Venice from someone maybe downtown. Yeah, big pots are good. I mean, a Fortunii video is hard around here because there aren't really any that grow here. So I did one. That thing's dead now. I think there might be one left. I'm not, it's just not a palm that really survives the summers here. So I wish I had better news than that. I'm gonna go ahead and end it there before my food gets any colder and my soda gets any warmer. Oh yeah, that one. I gotta figure out how I can kind of like do something about that. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll be back on tomorrow night on my way home. So I'm just going to the doctor here. I'm gonna hang out for the day, see my mom. So if you guys had any questions that you didn't get answered this time, check back tomorrow, and I will be here probably around the same time. So until then, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks, Shiv, Chris, James, Zach, Dan, and there's a couple other people that are still on. A couple lurkers, but that's cool. So, all right, see you guys later. Thanks again for the